So, so we have created one sample module, right? So now we are going to learn more about the modules as there are different identification methods. Remember? So whatever the concept that I'm telling you today is also very important from interview point of view as well as from the practical uses point of view. Okay, I'm writing down here. The next topic is identification methods available to scan the application. So this is the topic. What are the different identification methods? So they might ask you an interview, like what are the different identification methods available in the modules, and how do you scan with the different identification methods? So they can ask you any question based upon this. Whenever I said like this question is very important for interview purpose. So when you refer this live session video, please note down in your any, I mean, either in notebook or any prepare the document. Okay. So these questions, I mean, this question is very important. I mean, no interview without this question. So what are the different identification methods available in the modules, and how do you scan with the different identification methods? So this type of questions they will ask you. So I am trying to wrote down over here. We have four types four types of identification methods. So first one, identify by properties. Second one, identify by anchor. Third one, identify by index. Fourth one, identify by image. So there are four different identification methods which are available when you are planning to, or when you are trying to create a module, when you are scanning the application. So we have seen how do we create a module by scanning the application, right? So we are creating a module. So we are using the XScan in order to create a module. So what are these identify by different identification methods? And when these identification methods will be useful, we will see all in today's session, and in next session also. Let us discuss one after the other. It will take two classes, uh, so that we can discuss, I mean, to complete these four identification methods. Okay, two or three. So identify by properties means, first let us understand identify by properties. 85 to 90% of the controls identification will be done by properties itself. So yesterday we created a module. So we identify the controls and we create one module, right? So based on this, I'm talking about that modules. 85 to 90% of the control identifications will be done by properties itself. So we important point is we need to remember whatever the order. Okay, please don't change the order that I have written here. So even if someone asks you, you need to say this all that itself. Don't change the order. Okay, if someone asks you, like, what is the best practice? What is the hierarchy of the identification method? So always identification by properties comes first because it is of the top priority by default. By default, Tosca uses properties identification method while scanning the application. So whenever you said like identification by properties, then you said image, then you said index, then you said anchor, the interviewer will easily know that you don't know any about Tosca and you don't have any hands-on experience. Okay. Simply they will catch you. So that's why I'm telling, I'm remembering, I mean, I'm telling once again. So please don't change the hierarchy. First priority, give to properties, identify by properties. Next anchor, next index, next image. But how do we need to scan again? How do we need to identify by properties? What are the different properties? What are the best practices? Let us see one after the other. So first, I'm going to open demo web shop. This is already open. So here I have created one sample module, right? And again, I will try to recreate the same module, but I will tell you with the properties. Okay. Yesterday we create one sample module, but I didn't explain the properties. What are the uses of the properties? But today I will create same this. I'm going to take these same controls, but I'll explain with the properties. So right click, scan application. Take a demo web shop, scan. So I will just try to identify few controls. See, once I click on select on screen option, what happened is I can go onto my screen in the application and I can select any control whatever I want. So I'm going to select register, login, shopping cart, wish list, text box, button. So just before I have tried to create the same module with the same controls, right? Now I try to recreate one more module with the same controls. Now, as I told you, once you finish this scanning, I mean identification of controls in the application, then you need to click on this disable select on screen option. Now you will be coming back to the normal position, right? Now I'm trying to expand it to my left hand side. Okay. So here you can see identify by properties. I told you by default you can see it. You know how to create a module, but in addition to this, there are some properties, right? So you can see here identify by properties. You have not selected any identification method. So that's why what I'm saying 85 to 90% of the identification of controls will be done itself. And you can ask me, what are the different properties we have? We have steering parameter, representation parameter, technical parameter. This is also one important interview question, guys. What are the different properties we have? Then you said not you said like this is not properties. This is identification of properties. Okay. So this is what are the properties in if you take identify by properties, if you take any anchor, then you can see the parameters like this. Just a minute, guys. I'm getting a call. Just give a minute. क्या नाम है? Sorry, guys. Sorry for interruption. So, where I am? Here. What are the different properties we have? So, this is identification methods. So, whenever they ask you, like, what are the different identification methods, then you can say identify by properties, anchor, image, index. And here also you can see there are hierarchy. And what are the different properties we have that you can say, like steering parameters, representation parameters, technical parameters. One, steering parameter. Next, representation, E or E. Next, technical parameter. Okay. And sometimes you can also get the transition parameters. So these are the four different kinds of properties which are available for each and every control. Now, so what are these? uh, hmm. So what are these properties and why I need to use this? See, you have not done anything. Means you just identify. For example, I can take this register. You can see this register control on the screen, but automatically this Tosca use properties and it can use you can see here it has checked here few options like inner text tag, right? Automatically they have selected. Means The way the HTML developers have developed this application, it means before going to that point. Now I will tell you one more point. Please don't use this representation parameters. Okay, this representation properties and this transition properties, please don't use this. The main reason is this representation, it will only be useful for representation on the visualization at which coordinates it is present. What is the default name, what is x coordinate and y coordinate in the application. So they may change at any point of time in the application. So these properties will not be stable for a longer period of time. So you don't need to use these properties, representation and transition. And again, you don't need to use this. I mean, transition and representation, please ignore that. You can just focus on this technical properties. But what do you mean by transition? Basically, means which is in movement, I mean, which is in changing. So you should not identify any control with any property which is going to change in the future. So you should not use this representation and transition properties. But what property should I use? If you see the definition of module, what I have said, it is a group or collection of attributes, right? And what is the technical means? You need to identify all the controls with the technical properties. So what are the technical properties are available here? So here will be displayed for each and every control, whatever you take. So in this, when you are trying to see what are the different technical properties, see, it is changing. You can take shopping cart, you can take wish list, text box, search, right? So here there is a class name, right? HREF, it means link, it is link H reference. I mean, it is kind of different. And ID, inner HTML, inner text out, text outer text, outer HTML tag, everything is there. So these are the different properties available for this register. Again, if you click on this login, then you can see the different technical properties per login. Like here, the values are changed, and you can click on shopping cart, right? See, whenever I have identified any control, automatically you can see technical properties. But where you have got these technical properties, open the application, okay? Right click on view page source. Just right click, give a view page source. This is the C. And here, this is the HTML. And you can see here, there is a class name also will be available. HREF, title, there is a title, right? Title, HREF also, HREFC. And you can see class, ID. So everything, whatever we have got the technical properties, this technical properties taken from this coding. Okay. And so many things were here. Just see. So from here means code. Okay. You have got these properties. So just I opened the technical. This is the technical properties, right? See, these are the properties that Tosca has scanned and it is trying to present in front of you in the Xscan application. So these are the terminologies that the HTML developers have used this, but there is no need to confuse and learn about these things, something new. So what are the different kinds of properties we have? Class name, href, ID, inner text, outer text, title, name, inner HTML, outer HTML, everything is there. So these are the kind of classification of properties that are available when you are trying to identify a control. Whenever you're creating a module and identify control, you need to see what does this control contains for, I mean, what technical information this consists. See, when you see the inner text and tag, so it has been used by Tosca by default, right? If you take register, login, anything you can take, inner text and tag automatically checked. If what if I remove this? I'm going to select uncheck. What happened? By default, Tosca selected these properties. If I don't like those, what if I uncheck this register control has turned out into an orange color, or you can say yellow color.
Not
So you can see at the bottom, sorry,
nothing.
yeah. So you can see at the bottom left corner of my screen, a message is being displayed saying that one item is not unique. For example, my name is Afroz Begum, right? Even for our human being, we have many technical properties. Like I have my name, age, gender, classification, date of birth, Aadhaar card, PAN card, address. So someone can identify me with any of these properties, correct? So specifically, I'm calling. If I give my address, then you can directly reach out to me, right? Based upon the property. So what is the property you have used here? Address, right? And it means you are trying to find out my address, which I have given. But if I say only my name called Afroz, then ask you to come my home, and then you will be able to come my home. I'm just saying my name. Are you able to come my home based on my name? No, right? You will be asking the first comment. Where is the location? What is the address? Without that, you can't even come to my home. So the same kind of situation is also happening in the Tosca controls. So this is all one of the control, and it has all these are different properties which you are seeing. You need to have any property. I mean, you need to select any property for its identification. Without selecting it, what will happen? Tosca is saying that I'm unable to find that control in the application that is not unique. It means we have not registered or did not selected any proper controls or properties. That is what I am unable to identify. So where is the register control in the application? That thing I'm unable to identify here, and it is not unique. I'm getting confused. That is what Tosca is saying to you. So to make sure that the control is unique, if you see another control, you need to make sure that each and every control that you are trying to create is unique. And you can ask me, by default Tosca I used earlier inner text and tag. So is it mandatory that I should only use only that what inner text and tag? I said no, it's not mandatory, guys. You don't need to select only inner text and tag. Um, just see, I'm going to select class name. So what happened? So I told you, I'm a person who is having different identification methods, right? Someone can approach me either by Aadhaar card or passport or driving license or some other address which help you. I have a different kind of property, so someone can approach me either with any of the property. So someone call me on WhatsApp, Skype, normal call. So it is up to their convenience and what they have. So they will be trying to reach out to me. In a similar way, even as a register control, there are different kinds of properties. You can use any of the property in order to identify. Okay. But you can use anything, but you need to show that the item is beginning. So now I have used a class name as a property by register control has become unique. My job is done. I want to use ID. Okay. Is there any ID here? Empty, right?
No.
Sometimes
Yes.
there is a property called ID, but there is no value. Even if I use, it won't become unique. See, right? I am class name I unchecked, but I used ID. There is no use because there is no value to identify uniquely. And you can use inner text, you can use outer text, you can use tag, you can use class name. So it has become unique. So it is not mandatory that only one should be used or two should be used. I can select multiple properties also. So that's why I select class name, inner text, outer text tag. So I can select any of the properties which are available, but at last my intention is to make this as a unique. If it is becoming unique and I don't have any problem, so by default, Tosca uses properties identification method without your intervention. Okay, Tosca by default uses some properties to identify the explore, but you can also go back and check. Okay, you can also change them, modify them, like sorry, so modify them like how we have done now. So now you can do whatever you want when you are trying to create a module. So identification by properties is the top most highest priority in the identification method. So it always comes first. So 85 to 95% of your identification becomes easy with these properties. Okay.
Okay.
Next, so here I want to say one thing. So here best practice is, so which one I need to select in the best practice? One, class name, ID, inner text, um, outer text, title, name. So these are the best practice to select when you want to identify the proper controls. So, but I'm gonna say this inner text and outer text are least preferred. First, tell whenever they ask interviewers what is the best practice to select the properties when you are identify the controls. Then you select first SM, class name, ID, title, name, and then you can say inner text, outer text. But inner text, outer text are least preferred. Why inner text and outer text are least preferred? So, for example, here demo web shop is there. This is an application, right? And outer text means which you are able to see in front of register is called as outer text. If it is probability of changing out a text is very less chances, it will be available, it will be stable, right? But for assumption, let us consider that the devs are working something in the backend. I mean, developers are working something in the backend, and they have changed the inner text of register. This inner text of register change, and outer text is register, but inner text change. The backend in the backend, the register name is changed, but you are seeing in front register name. You will be able to see register in front of you, but if they change the inner text inside the application, I mean in the backend of the application, what you can do? You can't do anything, right? So that's why inner text and outer text are least preferred. We need to never use inner text at this starting, because inner text is from to change, there might be a chance in the backend something change for any particular control. So when such things are happen, obviously my control will not be identified uniquely. Correct. I'm giving one more example. I'm staying in a rented house. And I change all my address groups to my rental houses. Okay, so how many years will I be staying in my rent house? Probably a year or 2 years or 3 years, till the time the owner asks me to vacate. I will be staying here, but the owner asks me to vacate. Once he has what I need to do, I need to shift my place to some other place. At that point of time, what you need to do? You can't do anything, right? No one can identify my address because I used to eliminate the rented house, and they have changed so many um, interest groups at rented. Now no one can identify. So that is what, even in that kind of situation, you need to identify. So what is the best thing to approach me? You can approach me when a PAN card, because PAN card does not have any address, or you can address by your phone number. Like this is also even for your properties like class name, ID. You need to change. You need to decide which has the highest priority. which has got the lowest priority. So based upon these kind of circumstances, we will try to identify the controls and create a module with this kind of properties. So what I'm trying to do, we have discussed um, all these different kinds of properties available, right? And we have make sure that each and every control is unique. So everything should be unique. Nothing should be in orange color. Okay. Just remember, nothing should be in orange color. You should be make unique. So now I'm going to save it and close it.
Okay.
So new module has been created here. You can see it, right? So title of the module is demo web shop. See now, right now you have two modules so that you will not be confused. But in your real time, when you create a module and give the modules with the same name, how do you differentiate? So it becomes very difficult, right? You can't be able to identify what you have scanned. When you have scanned, what module contents you won't be able to identify. So that the best option is the best and good practice is whenever you create a module, immediately change the name of the module. So what is the name of the module that you want to change? I will give the name like demo web shop. I'm giving a pipeline like identify by properties because we identify by property. We are talking about properties concept, right? Just change it. It will not impact on any controls or when you create the test case, it will not impact. So what will happen if I change? I will be easily identified what is the module and okay, I have scan module. This contains this controls, right? Okay. Important point is whenever you create a module, automatically Tosca will create you an image of the module. You can see there is an image. You just need to double click on image. See. So why it has taken an image? In future, after 3 or 6 months, when you are coming back to the module to check where you have created the module. Okay, you can check and see it. It has taken a screenshot of the page. I mean, where exactly you have identified this control. Tosca will try to display all these things with the help of a screenshot so that you will not be confused in the future. So you can ask me, we have created a module and that too with properties, but where are the properties listed here? I will show you. See this module, this is a module, right? And you can see the right side. So this is a right side arrow mark. See, this is the arrow mark. Okay. So whenever you didn't see that there is a arrow mark and click on that, you will be able to get the properties and demo web shop. In demo web shop, click on that register, just select it. You can see the properties. What we have selected in earlier, class name, inner text, outer text tag. And if we click on in order to identify this register, right? And I will show the login button properties. Inner text tag, this is by default the identifier properties. And I will show you the shopping cart also properties. See, so it means whatever the properties that you have selected while creating a module in Xscan window. So those properties will be captured and it will be stored in the module when you have created that. But what are the another things? See, for each and every control, you will have a node path. There is a node path. Yeah, here. There is a node path. So it means the exact path where it is present. So it is present in a modules. Under this module, there is a folder called demo webshop modules, right? So under that you have demo webshop uh, modules, right? For example, just assume you have started working in a company. So someone in your team has asked you, can you please check that module? And they told you the name of the module. Now you have 200, 300 modules in your project. Now you have two modules, you can just go and check easily right now. But if you have 200, 300, 500 modules already created, in that created, how difficult it becomes for everyone. For everyone to go and check for each and every module, is that easy? No, right? So when someone asks you, please check this. So you should ask him, please you give the node path. They will give the node path. Just copy the node path what they have given, and there is an option called, I will try to copy it. Copy. For example, I'm here. Okay. Here there is option called object. So you can just click on that. You can just paste it here. Okay, whatever they have given, and just click on it. You can see, right? You can see the result.
Sorry, can you
I'm
repeat
suppose
this?
I'm here. Select on
Okay.
object, click on that, paste it. Where I'm see highlighting, right? Um, Sri, you asking something?
Yeah, can you repeat the
Yeah, same for me.
This is node path, right? Whenever someone asks you, like, please check that module. Okay.
your voice is
So
breaking?
voice breaking. Ah,
Mhm.
am I audible? Am I audible?
Yeah,
Everyone,
audible,
is that
little
clear?
bit breaking.
You're audible,
Yes.
but sometimes it's
Yeah, right now
Okay.
it's clear.
My
yes.
internet connection is not stable. That's why I think so. Now it's perfect or not?
Yes. It's right.
Yeah, yes, Afroz. Mm.
Yeah. So, what I'm saying here, when someone come in your company, when your colleague that asking you, like, please check that module. So there are, for example, in real environment, there are 300, 500 modules in your project, right? Now here you can see two modules only, and you can go and check easily. But if you have 500 modules, where you can go and where you can check, it is very difficult for you, right? So that's why at that time you should ask where is, I mean, give a notepad. So if they give you a notepad, just copy it. Not like here. I'm just taking an example. Okay, I'm just copying this one. Suppose I'm here right now. Okay, I'm for example, I'm here right now. I'm working. Someone gave a notepad. Okay, click on that object option, paste it, whatever they give, and click OK. It is highlighting, right? So that you can check the module, where is the module, and which one they are trying to telling like that, like, I have a doubt something on module and something on control, so that I'm telling you, I'm taking your help, and I'm giving a notepad. You are just going to check that like this. Okay. And one more option is there. You can ask notepad or unique ID also. Here also, unique id is it will help you to take that module. Just copy. I'm writing here object, paste it. Okay, it is highlighting. So object which is used to identify, it will help you to identify and go to respective location. And in the real time they can also give some access, like mm, morning group. Yeah, here morning group is there. Viewing view views and own. What is the meaning of that? It means, I mean, if they want to give you only the read access, means you will not be able to edit or create new thing. You will be having only the access to view. If they feel that this is very critical thing, then they will give you a view access. And who they will give the warning group means they will having all the read access, edit access, and these things everything will be given. And can you see uh, interface type? This is GUI. GUI means what? On which interface you have scanned the application. It is graphical user interface. The user is able to look and feel the application. I mean, you are able to see clearly. So this kind of interface is called an graphical user interface. And you can check business type, HTML document, HTML application, right? So I told you there is no need to build any framework. Tosca has got inbuilt automation framework, and they have used engine as HTML. So it will try to show you each and every property, what does it contains. So this is, so basically you need to identify for each and every module what you have created. It contains some technical properties for each and every property, what you have identified and created a module, and you have everything, node path, unique ID, and all these things. Right, guys? And you can see
Yeah.
uh, here there is a tag A. Means tag A, here also tag A, here also tag A, here also tag A, here tag A, here tag input, here also tag input. Why this difference is there? When you use register login shopping cart wishlist, you can see tag A, but when you see Q, it is a text box and it is a button, it is, you can see the input. Why it is difference is there?
Because
Be-
I think register, login, shopping cart, and wishlist are like links, right?
yeah,
Q
yes,
and
right.
search are like input text box and button. Search is a button. Like I think
Okay. Exactly,
I
correct.
don't know whether I'm
So, yeah, correct, Shakti. So, register, I mean, tag A means there is a link because these four are links, and you can see the input. This is a text box. We are giving the input. So, search also, when you click the search button, you are giving input. So, that's why these are the differences we are seeing. Okay. And already I told you the best practice, class name, and why I'm telling you these are the interview purpose questions. What is the difference between tag A and tag input? When you see the tag A, what is that meaning? When you see the input, what we are when we are just guessed like there is a text box or there is a button. Okay, so this is a tag, and you can see also business type. When you click on register, tag A and business type, there is a business type link. When you click on checkbox, tag input, business type is text box. Tag input, business type button. Correct, guys?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And next, just give me a minute.
Meanwhile, I have a doubt, of course.
Yeah.
Like you have mentioned that inner text and outer text.
Yeah.
Yeah. So inner text, uh, like the text or label name which you are seeing, which we are seeing in like UIS inner text or outer text. What is the difference between that? Or the text or name the developers are providing for the particular functionality in the back end. Is it called as
So,
outer text or inner text? I'm not clear on this.
see, inner text means what is that? It is the in the backend. So, for example, here there is a demo web shop. I told you, right? So, inner text
Yes.
means whatever you are seeing in front of you, this is register. This is login. Whatever we are seeing, that is outer text. Okay. For example, just assume this is outer text. Whatever they, so you are, when you click on that register, it will click. But how it is possible? And it means the inside of the register, they will write a code, right? That's why it is
Yes,
working. So whatever in the backend, it is inner text. Whatever you're seeing in front of you, that is outer text.
outer
If
text. Okay,
the
yeah, yeah.
outer text is changed, then you can might be realize, okay, this name is changed, and you can go to scan again. Okay. But in the backend, if the developers change the name of register, it should be register also, right, in the inner text. If they change, will you able to recognize? No, right? So that's the point. I
No, no,
said,
yeah.
like, inner text and outer text are least preferred. It is not comes in best practice in the starting point. Um, in the starting, you will not choose inner text and outer text. I mean, whenever you choose class name, ID, title, name, everything you choose, and it will not selected, and it will not unique. It will not identified. So, and then you are thinking, okay, let's select inner text and outer text. And after you select inner text and outer text, it will be unique. And our what is our ultimate goal? Our control should be unique. And that time also,
Unique. Yes,
after that only you can make a module, right? Until unless we can't do
yes,
that. So
exactly.
last, and that is least, and that is you can choose in the end of the hope. I mean, there is no scope and hope. At that time, you choose that inner text and outer text. It will be unique. Then you can go through with this inner text and outer text. Otherwise, don't choose. Okay, okay,
Okay,
Shakti.
okay, Afroz, got it. Yeah. Yes, I'm clear now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next,
Ma'am, also I
yeah,
observed that uh, the ID part, which right now in for a demo website, it's not there, it's empty, but generally on a live application, developers will provide the ID. But most of the time, the ID would be dynamic. So will Tosca identify the dynamic elements, or will it consider it as a fail?
yeah, it will identify the dynamic whatever you are asking. But right now, it is we are in basic topics.
And
Whatever you are asking, right? It is little bit advanced question, and I will tell you how to identify when it is dynamic way. Okay. If I said like in between, I mean, that will be that
Mhm.
concept. It will become in the middle of the sessions in the like 5, 6, 7, 8
Yeah, it will.
session like that. If I said like it will be
Mhm.
confused. Okay, I will tell you
Yeah.
there are number of topics are there like static one and dynamic one, and in every concept you can see like syntaxes in there also you can see static and dynamic. When you create the buffer in there also you can see the static and buffer. So there are number of things are there you need to understand. Okay, I'll tell you.
Mhm.
Okay, Akash.
Got it. Yes.
Any quite? I mean, do you have any doubts?
No.
Okay, Surinder. Surinder, are you there? I think he's not there. Okay. So everyone got clear, right?
Yes, Afroz.
Mm. So in the next topic, we'll discuss identify by anchor method. That is little bit practical one. So we have to. It will take another 1 hour. Identify by anchor, and next we will see index and image. Okay. In tomorrow
Once
session,
again,
we'll
I
meet.
think,
Yeah.
hello, sorry for interrupting. Like, you have not mentioned about a steering parameter.
Steering. Let me once again. Let me take. This is steering parameter, right?
Yes. What's the purpose and
So
usage?
when I click on this register, login, shopping cart, wish list, then see the steering parameters, where it is when when you are seeing on module, then only you can see the steering parameters. When you click on register, you can't see.
Oh,
You can't do
okay.
with module. Okay, this is
Okay.
the title of the module name. So at that time, you only see
Oh,
steering parameters, otherwise you will not see here. But
oh,
whenever they ask what are the properties we have, you should say these four names like we are seeing. Uh, why it is not working? Okay. Okay, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Disable. I need to
Think
disable this
select on
option.
screen.
So, so that's why it is not working. I'm trying to open this notepad, but it is not working. So that's why I'm telling
oh,
you, please don't forget disable that option whenever you want to try to open any other window. Okay. If your job is done,
okay.
then disable this option. Okay. Then see steering parameter. Then only you can see you when you click on the title of the module name, and these three are related
Oh,
to controls. And I'm telling you when
okay.
I mean whenever they said like when you are seeing the steering parameter, when you click on modules title of the module name, okay, that on then
Okay.
only you can see the steering parameters. Ignore this representation parameters and transition parameters, and just focus on technical parameters. And this is the very
Oh,
important.
okay.
And here only you can use the properties, and you can make identify the controls. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So then
One doubt I have while scanning.
yeah. Yeah.
Hello. So while scanning, we are considering like technical parameters mostly, and it's auto selecting any two based on the web element or web page it's identifying. So what is the ideal way? Like we have multiple checkboxes there. So is it okay to select any two or multiple we can select?
You can select any one also, two also, three, four, five, anything. That's why I'm telling you. If I uncheck this one, okay, I just to make identify, I only selected one name. It's okay. What is our ultimate goal? The you need to make identify this control unique. That's it. This is no matter to what you are selecting, just to identify. If I select like tag also, it
Hmm.
is unique. Title also, it is unique. Okay, whenever I select anything,
Okay.
see,
Uh,
I can
Suppose I
make any.
select four,
Yeah.
let's assume I select any four, and later
Okay.
on, for example, like inner text, HTML, and just inner text and outer text, and later on, they like a developer makes some changes, and the properties got changed. Any one of them, based based on my selection. So, will it be unique or it will change? Suppose I select any four,
If
and one
mm,
of them properties got
today,
changed.
yeah, today you have selected inner text and outer text.
Hmm.
Okay. And tomorrow, when you are going to use that module in your test cases, that your test case will fail because that inner text got changed, right? And you will become facing this issue, but you are not identify what is the mistake that I have got, that I did.
Yes.
So that's why I'm telling you. So don't choose. I mean, it's very difficult. You always seeing roam in only test cases or in modules, right? and it will very difficult to find out, like inner text may be change, outer text may be change. It will difficult for you, right? Because in the backend
Yes.
we can't able to see what is in the backend, what developers they did. So that's why I'm telling repeatedly, don't choose inner text and outer text, because whenever the developers change in inner text, so we are unable to identify that issue. So don't choose it. When first class name, ID, tag, title, these are the best practices. Okay. And after that only you can choose inner text and outer text. Don't go with this inner text and outer text in the first starting.
Mm.
Don't go with this. Okay. And it is identified, then okay, go through it. But the best one is, if it is not, I mean, after that also inner text, class name, ID, tag, title also, you can't identify the control uniquely. And after that you choose inner text and outer text, but you don't want to choose because you have some instant, like your instant saying, like saying that maybe 10 days, after 10 days, after 15 days, after 2 3 months, it will be change. Okay. Maybe, I mean, you consider this point, like maybe developers change this because this is a temporary name. Okay. In the future, they will make changes. At that time, you are not choosing, right?
Yes.
And here there is no option, because class name, ID, inner text, outer text is you are not choosing. Tag, title is also not working. Then what is the other options to make unique, right? And that other
Yes.
options that I'm going to explain in tomorrow session. That time you are using anchor method. By using anchor method also, you can make this control unique. And this, if it is not working, properties and anchor, you can choose image, you can choose index. That scenarios we will discuss in further sessions.
Okay. In transition, we have a XPath. So is it inbuilt XPath of that selective controllers? The last
Mm.
X
XPath,
transition.
this is X coordinate and Y coordinate, right? So maybe
Okay.
in every point it will be changed. So that's why I
Hmm.
said don't
We
choose
should.
this XPath. Hmm.
Got it.
Okay.
Yes.
Any
Got it.
queries? That's it. Huh? Okay.
Uh, yes.
Hmm. So before closing this project, just save it. Okay. Don't please don't forget whatever you created, whatever you have, any changes you when you work on this project, save it and close it. Just go to project and close it. Okay. Just close this one. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then we'll meet in tomorrow session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Take
Bye.
care. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah. You too. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.